Coming up on this edition of Reel to Reel.
It is the 87th commencement ceremony for Elms College. I'm Carolee McGrath. I'll take you there.
The repurposing of some beautiful stained glass windows here on the grounds of Mary Mother of Hope Parish. And the Sisters of Providence break ground on a unique senior housing project. These stories and more are just ahead on this edition of Reel to Reel. Hello and welcome to Reel as we come to you today from Mary Mother of Hope Parish Church in the East Springfield neighborhood. The parish buildings here have recently been enhanced with the addition of some beautiful stained glass windows that were restored from the former Our Lady of Hope Church in the Hungry Hill neighborhood of the city. Steve Kiltonic will tell us more on how this project all came about coming up later on, but first, Elms College in Chicopee held its 87th commencement exercises last weekend at the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield. And among those honored was a graduate of the former Cathedral High School in Springfield, who was the Elms class of 2018 valedictorian. Carolee McGrath attended the graduation ceremonies and has our story.
After late nights, long papers, and complicated calculus problems, Elms College graduates, the class of 2018, arrived. Close to 500 graduates donned caps and gowns and processed into the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield for the College of Our Lady of the Elms' 87th commencement exercises. The president of the Sisters of St. Joseph, Sister Joan Reisowitz, and Springfield Bishop Mitchell Rosansky were among those gathered for the ceremony. Valedictorian Mary Alamo is a Cathedral High School grad. Alamo, who double majored in English and psychology, says faith was a big part of her college experience. She was involved in campus ministry and is a member of St. Patrick Parish in Springfield.
My faith is absolutely an important aspect of my college experience, has been for the past 4 years. It can be difficult. You face a lot of challenges, papers, exams, everything can kind of seem overwhelming, especially when you first begin your college journey. So to have, moments where you can just pause, practice your faith, I think it's very helpful for all students.
Global health leader Dr. Louise Ivers, who received an honorary degree, delivered the commencement address. Dr. Ivers currently serves as the director of the Center for Global Health at Mass General Hospital in Boston and is on the board of directors of the St. Boniface Haiti Foundation, which provides health care to people of southern Haiti. In her commencement address, she told the graduates to cultivate gratitude and serve others.
Like I quoted Dr. Martin Luther King, anybody can serve. It doesn't have to be at the World Health Organization. It can be next door, it can be a neighbor, it can be in your family, it can be in any place. So it's like taking one action to make a positive change is an important part of it.
This is the first commencement ceremony that Elms College President Harry Dumais has led since taking the position last July. He told the graduates they did it, they're well prepared, and they always have a home here. Dumais is the 11th president of the college. He also reminded graduates to have an attitude of yes, I can.
I think this is a moment that they can come back to, that if they put their mind to whatever their passion is, yes, I can, yes, they can. And they will be able to achieve whatever they set their mind to.
The day was filled with emotion for graduates and their families.
My grandmother is a great inspiration to me. She's my love, she's my heart, my soul, she's my everything. She always told me that I should go for the future, never give up, and if you're going to learn, you might as well learn from your mistakes.
Brianna Voigt of Springfield played soccer for the Elms.
It's a small community, but I loved it. It's nothing better than feeling like a family. I love the small classes. That connection between everyone is honestly amazing.
Our Lady of the Elms College in Chicopee was founded by the Sisters of St. Joseph in 1928. Reporting for Reel to Reel, I'm Carolee McGrath.
And congratulations to this year's college graduates. In other news, on Friday, May 18th, the Sisters of Providence broke ground on a new housing development in West Springfield. The project is 8 years in the making, located at the site of the former Brightside for Families and Children. The development will create affordable senior housing with a new innovative approach. Kathy Harrington tells us more.
I guess the moment has arrived. Welcome to
Sister Kathleen Popko greeted invited guests to the Providence campus in West Springfield recently at the long-awaited groundbreaking for an innovative housing project for seniors.
Welcome to the Hillside at Providence, the future site of Hillside residents.
Building on their long and rich history in the Diocese of Springfield, the sisters have been revitalizing the 27-acre property since the closing of Brightside for Children and Families in 2010.
We thought that affordable elder housing with supportive services would be a natural fit for the remainder of this site.
However, that proved challenging. Securing funding for the project meant navigating a web of red tape. At times, it appeared the dream would never come to pass.
Our 8-year journey to this moment expanded and sharpened our vision, tested our determination, enlarged our circle of friends and committed supporters to this initiative.
One of those friends is PACE, the program for all-inclusive care for the elderly launched in 2014 on the Providence campus. Mercy Life Executive Director Joseph Larkin says the program works to keep frail elders in their homes. This housing development will do the same, with healthcare services available in the next building.
Allows folks to age in a place with dignity as well as a great quality of life that we wish for ourselves as well as the people we love.
Janelle Chan is the Undersecretary for the Department of Housing and Community Development, which oversees the state's affordable housing programs, community service, and assistance for homeless people. Chan was joined by Alice Bonner, Secretary of the Executive Office of Elder Affairs.
It is May. We are all here in the month of May, and I think it is unbelievably fitting because May is Older Americans Month. And the idea that we really focus on in Elder Affairs, which is as we all are getting older, we don't want to be living in one place and then have to go to another place. And you've got Mary's Meadow here, and you're going to have this new, section in housing and supportive housing. And
Commending the Sisters of Providence and their patience and persistence, Bishop Mitchell Rosansky echoed the need to respect the growing elder population.
We think of those who have grown up here, spent all of their lives here, and really want to stay in the area, but have that sense of independence and of dignity. A place like Hillside is so essential for ensuring that for our elderly.
The nonprofit Affordable Elder Housing for people over the age of 62 will be supported with rental subsidies.
We found a way, working with the state representatives and the various departments of DHCD and Elder Affairs, to bring both the housing side and the healthcare services integrated in a way that has not been done, and that's part of the demonstration of this innovative project, bringing the PACE integrated affordable housing into one project.
The nearly $10 million construction is being covered by federal, state, city, and community funds that will be matched by the Sisters of Providence. The partners each picked up a shovel for the official groundbreaking. Then the Sisters of Providence took their turn.
We never lost trust in Providence. Even though there were many obstacles, even though there were many disappointments, we knew that this project needed to be done, and it's God's work, so we just hung in there.
And knowing their clients and future occupants, the architects took into consideration the specific needs of the elderly.
And we've developed many details that make living in these units a lot more easy for the seniors. We come up with things that will eliminate bending and reaching.
Construction at Hillside Residence will get underway this summer. In West Springfield, I'm Kathy Harrington for Reel to Reel.
Hillside Residence will include 34 residential units. 2 more units with a total of 4 beds will be available for respite care from transitioning from a hospital stay to a return home. And still to come on Reel to Reel, the repurposing of some beautiful stained glass windows here on the grounds of Mary Mother of Hope Parish. Steve Kiltonick has the story. And the Bureau for Exceptional Children and Adults celebrates some folks who have been of great service to people at Jericho in Holyoke. These stories and more are still to come on Reel to Reel.
The Chalice of Salvation, your weekly spiritual connection. I'm Passion's brother Terrence Gale and your Chalice host, inviting you to take time out of your busy days and join us Sunday morning. we welcome Monsignor Christopher Conley, Rector of St. Michael's Cathedral, as our Mass presider, and celebrate the Feast of the Most Holy Trinity. The Childless of Salvation, Your Spiritual Connection, Sunday mornings at 10 on 22 News, and coming up next on Fox 23 WXXA.
12-year-old Shay Braceland and her mom, Janine, were listening to the homily recently about the desperate needs of a group of Westfield residents. 53 people were burned out of their Powder Mill Village apartments in April, 21 apartments destroyed in the 3-alarm fire, and all possessions were lost. The homily called for people to reach out. The Braceland family knew they could help. Both members of the Dan Kane Singers, they helped to organize a concert to raise money. Rehearsing recently to prepare for the June 4th performance, the group will include Freddie Marion, Tracy Minich, and American Idol contestant Lauren Beluzzo. The free concert at Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament Church in Westfield will feature a program of inspirational music. The performance begins at 7 p.m. on Monday, June 4th, at the church located at 127 Holyoke Road in Westfield. And again, that benefit will be Monday, June 4th at Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament in Westfield. Throughout the year, the annual Catholic Appeal-funded Bureau for Exceptional Children and Adults at Jericho in Holyoke is dedicated to creating the right connections and providing critical disability information to folks. Jericho holds religious education classes, social events and activities, and partners with families, individuals, and professionals who are working with or caring for adults or children with special needs or disabilities. Well, recently, Jericho presented honors to some deserving folks for their continued support. Greg Thompson has our story.
This is the day that the Lord has made.
It was a happy, full house for the Mass at Jericho's Celebration Center, and a happier and fuller house for the award ceremony and luncheon at Summit View Banquet Hall. It was the Bureau for Exceptional Children and Adults' 28th Annual Recognition Day.
It's a great day for us to be able to recognize people who have been of great service to people with disabilities and autism.
A total of 8 awards were handed out. Board member Ray Herschel of Western Mass News was once again the Master of Ceremonies. Jericho was founded in the late 60s and was officially chartered in 1972.
Our main function was to service people for their religious education, sacramental programs, and worship services.
The Diocese of Springfield, especially through the annual Catholic Appeal, has been instrumental in providing funding to aid Jericho in its programs.
For all these years, they have provided a stipend for us each year, so that it helps us because our budget is $320,000, and so they help us with that.
For almost 50 years, Jericho House has made an incredible difference in people's lives, and not just through religious education. The Gibbons family, recipients of the Family of the Year Award, agrees.
Jericho certainly has given me a bunch of opportunities. Honestly, I would not know nearly as much about volunteering or about special needs services had Jericho not helped nurture that.
Humanitarian of the Year, Diane Laramie, also agrees.
Jericho is everything. It's a place you can go where everyone is welcome. You feel at home. We volunteer and help out Sister Joan, my person and I that we live with. We help her out each Thursday, and we just feel very welcome.
Jericho has not only been there for people with disabilities, but for their families as well.
The thing that hurts families most when they have a child with some disability is not knowing what to do, because every family loves their child, but not every family knows how to properly deal with it.
Well, I'd like to see all people with disabilities integrated into all of their, all of the activities and things within their parish and also within the community. And we're working towards that, and many people, they are part of the community now.
For Sister McNanny and others working toward that, Jericho has been more than just a job.
Jericho has actually been my life. I've been working here for over 46 years. It's really not work. It's a ministry, and I love working with the people that we service. They've brought so much to my life.
And Jericho has brought so much to many people's lives. For Real to Real, I'm Greg Thompson.
And joining me now is longtime director of Jericho, Sister Joan Magnani, to tell us about a few upcoming events. Hello, Sister Joan. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Sharon, for having us.
So, Sister Joan, as we just saw in the piece, Jericho has been serving differently abled folks here in Western Massachusetts for many years, and you do so much. And coming up next month, you will be having a benefit outdoor mass and concert. Can you fill us in on some of the details?
Yes, we'll be having a benefit concert, mass and concert on June 10th here at Jericho. The mass will be at 11 o'clock, and it will be outside under a tent. And then later in the after mass, we'll have a little reception, and it'll be followed by a concert to benefit Jericho. So the concert is going to be Sophie Laurie along with Dan Kane and his singers. And this is our second time having it. We had it last year, and it was a really wonderful experience for all of the people who attended. It was just a beautiful afternoon of music and fun.
Well, that sounds wonderful, and I know all of these programs and services that you provide are very valuable. How important is funding for Jericho?
Oh, funding is very important for Jericho so that we can continue the services and programs that we are serving. We do receive money from the Catholic Appeal, of which we are totally grateful, and then the rest of our monies come through fundraising.
All right, Sister Joan Magnani, thanks so much for joining us today. And again, if you would like to attend the June outdoor mass and concert with Sophie Laurie and the Dan Kane Singers, we have a link to ticket information at iobserve.org. Finally today, when Holy Family Parish in Springfield closed a number of years ago, Monsignor Chris Connolly, rector of St. Michael's Cathedral, had some of the beautiful stained glass windows at that church removed and reinstalled in the Bishop Marshall Center hallway. Inspired by the beauty of those windows, Father Matthew Alcombright, pastor here at Mary Mother of Hope, thought maybe he could do the same with the windows from the former Our Lady of Hope Church. As Steve Kiltonick explains, for Father Matt, it's all about preserving history and the legacy of that former great church on Hungry Hill.
On December 31st, 2009, Springfield's Our Lady of Hope Parish, established primarily to serve the city's Irish immigrants, held its final Mass. After closing, the parish merged with St. Mary's across town to form the newly created Mary Mother of Hope Parish. People often remarked at the beauty of Our Lady of Hope in part because of the stained glass windows, which were installed when the church was built in 1925. Father Matthew Alcombright is the administrator of Mary Mother of Hope. Several years ago, he went on a routine visit to Our Lady of Hope. It was his first time inside the church.
It struck me that day I went in there, it was a beautiful day, sun shining through the windows, and just how beautiful the windows were. The church itself is beautiful, but the windows are just stunning. The detail and the colors and the imagery in them. And so I just began thinking, could we use them here? Because we have a lot of open window space in our parish center, in the foyer and in the breezeway going up into the church.
Father Matt contacted some stained glass companies who agreed that the windows could be repurposed.
The main goal of this project is to preserve history, to preserve the history of that parish, but also just religious artwork. I mean, that's what windows are, they're art.
He then announced the idea to parishioners to gauge their interest.
Right away, people were really encouraged, they were enthusiastic about it, and many of the people, having come from Our Lady of Hope, were very appreciative that those windows, those memories of their parish would be coming up here and would be secure.
Each large window cost upwards of $8,000 to restore, so Father Matt initiated a fundraising campaign.
The response was really mind-blowing. The parishioners here, the people, raised just about $45,000 in funds.
Parishioners had their favorites, but only so many windows could fit into the allocated space at Mary Mother of Hope.
I wanted windows that weren't a repeat of scenes that we already have in the church. And I want ones that are unique.
For the actual repurposing of the windows, Father Matt called Guarducci Stained Glass Studios in Great Barrington. Off the beaten path, at the end of an old country dirt road, situated inside a rustic building, is the studio. When entering, it's like stepping back in time to an old-world European workshop. David Guarducci is the company's owner and founder. He opened a studio in neighboring Housatonic years ago, but moved to the country where he and his partners could work without distraction. The firm has a long history throughout the Springfield Diocese for their excellent work over the years. Guarducci's been working with stained glass since he was 12, when he started learning the craft from his grandfather, a stained glass artist in New York City.
I kind of learned it from the traditional ground up by cleaning up after the craftsmen and becoming more and more interested and really wanting to learn the art of stained glass.
On the studio walls are the sketches of some of Guarducci's work over the years, which includes the restoration of stained glass for museums, public buildings, and libraries. Liturgical artwork, restoration, and design, however, is his main interest. Here, it's like family. He's worked with Chuck Woodard for over 36 years and Woodard's wife Annie for almost as long. Each artist brings a level of expertise and skill set that complements one another. This isn't Guarducci's first association with Mary Mother of Hope. 25 years ago, he designed and installed new stained glass windows at then St. Mary's. A total of 6 large Our Lady of Hope windows were selected for removal, along with 3 smaller sacramental windows. Guarducci started to remove the first of 4 large windows in the summer of 2016. The next 2 large windows, along with a smaller triptych window, were taken out in the summer of 2017. One of the first to come out was the window depicting the presentation of Mary.
We also have the betrothal, the marriage of Mary and Joseph, which you don't see often, Joseph placing the wedding ring on Mary's finger. The birth of Mary, you know, with Mary in the hands of a like a nurse, like a maidservant, and St. Anne and St. Joachim in the background. And then one that was requested and that we were happy to take down, 2 of them, with the wedding feast at Cana and also the nativity window. And the triptych window is the apparition of the Sacred Heart of Jesus to St. Margaret Mary.
Guarducci said the quality of Our Lady of Hope windows represents some of the best he's seen in all his years in the business.
They're absolutely spectacular windows. We believe the German couldn't find a signature or studio mark on them anywhere. They're in very good shape. They are beautifully executed. I'd say the character of the facial work and the figures, the artistic integrity, what is generically called flesh work, the treatment of hands, feet in particular, just the flow of the robes, the color of the glass, the type of glass used. There's a lot of flash glasses used, which means there are different kinds of color glass that are layered onto a piece of glass.
Each window was brought back to the studio in 4 sections. Because they were located on the interior of the church, they were not exposed to weathering and therefore in excellent shape with very little cracks, breakage, or bowing. As such, David said they were not in need of a total restoration, but instead needed to be repurposed.
We're totally cleaning them, upgrading the support system, resize them for his use and his location, putting in new frames, restructuring, re-cementing, upgrading the durability of the windows so that they'll last for as long as God wills it.
First, the panels had to be cleaned and buffed with a special solution to take off the grime that had accumulated over the years. Chuck had to come up with a fitting plan for the window openings that already exist in the Mary Mother of Hope breezeway and for the windows going into the social center foyer area.
This bottommost area of about 5 inches of work had collapsed in the opening, and the leads were all in very bad shape, and there had been other repairs on it, and the repairs had weakened the panel.
To fix the problem, Chuck had to disassemble and rebuild the bottom sections.
I've rebuilt that part, and right now I'm about to solder up the rebuilt portion, the added borders, and the sized up width on it. Following that, the whole panel will be weatherproofed as if it had been re-leaded. It'll be weatherproof to replace putty that's fallen out of the canes, and on both sides cleaned, and then it will have support bars attached to it.
Lastly, a cabinet maker was hired to design the frames in which the windows would permanently sit. The installation of the windows took place in several stages beginning last summer until the final installments this past December. The 3 smaller windows depicting the sacraments are located in the rectory. The baptism window was placed in the living room, and the Adoration Chapel features the windows of Holy Orders and the Holy Eucharist.
The parishioners have been really, really happy and excited about it. I'm very happy and excited about it, and it really just beautifies our space as well.
The transformation of the windows from Our Lady of Hope to Mary, Mother of Hope, is spectacular.
It's so detailed. It's really, it's not just looking at a picture. It's kind of like looking at a live story, you know, that's being told, and you can see it in the faces and the kind of the expression, the character that's in each of the, you know, in each of the figures. So they're impressive windows.
One lingering question remains. What is the name of the German stained glass company that designed the windows nearly a century ago? Father Matt hopes to solve the mystery. If he does, the final chapter on the saga of the Mary Mother of Hope windows will close. For Real to Real, I'm Steve Kiltonick.
Father Matt, while attending a conference in New Orleans last fall, thought that windows at a cathedral there looked very similar to the Our Lady of Hope windows. And upon further research, a German stained glass company was contacted, but Father Matt is still waiting for a reply. He remains optimistic that the true creator of Our Lady of Hope windows will be found. And for this week, that's Real to Real. Thanks so much for joining us today, and thanks especially to Father Matthew Alcombright and his parish community here for hosting our visit today. Next weekend, Saturday, June 2nd, beginning at 11 a.m., St. Anthony Maronite Catholic Church, located on Island Pond Road in Springfield, will host the St. Anthony Lebanese Festival. There will be Arabic and American food, desserts and beverages, entertainment, a heritage display, games, and raffles. We have a link on iobserve.org for more information. And a reminder that the 2018 Annual Catholic Appeal is underway, funds from which help to support this program. This year's appeal theme is In Giving We Receive, calling on each of us to share in the mission to bring God's peace to our world and to inspire hope in the hearts of people everywhere. To support this year's annual Catholic Appeal, online donations may be made at diospringfield.org, and thank you in advance. For more updates anytime, you can find information and news on the Catholic Church both here in the Diocese of Springfield and around the world on our news and information site, iobserve.org. Also friend us on Facebook, where you will be able to travel with our reporters while they work on stories for Real to Real and get the latest news on the Catholic Church. Like us at Catholic Communications. I will be back at this same time next week for another edition of Real to Real, your window on the world around you. And we leave you now with this special tribute marking Memorial Day.